Alright, so this deck didn't get support in DZBT15, very strange, don't know why. But it got tournament promo. Y'all love tournament promos, right? Yeah, I love tournament promos too. And we got a new one. We got a new one, and it's for Arkhite. I know Batman has been, big in the meta, Edel Grandma, Elder Gimera. Ooh, the guy is gonna eat ultimate arc. Yeah, now we've got another guy. This guy. So cool. But girls, yeah, cooler. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mr. here. Today we are back to talk about Arkhite in 2026 or Arkhite. How do you pronounce it? Arkhite. I can't do this joke. Every year we stumble on this joke and then we just never get it right. So because I am actually at the Vanguard side in Singapore, so I'm very blessed that I actually get someone who loves this deck so much that he did not buy foils for the new promo. Today we have M Crafter 3000.
Hello.
So tell us about this deck and why it's back. Is it back?
No. But it's definitely more playable because I think when they gave us last year, they gave us a very cool card. I don't know whether you heard about it before. It's called Manides. Magnetism Monster Manides. So not only is it in archetype for Arkhite, but it's in archetype they fought for Arkhite and Elder Glimmer. But
and all of you love T4, right?
It also is a monster as well, which means that you can activate the full card effect and also can give it extra 10k as well. So for Arkhite, obviously this card was very strong, but obviously because it's Brandt Gate, what ended up happening is just that Eva stole the support and then we called it a day.
Yeah, but Eva is the whole Brandt Gate, don't you know?
Just the only relevant deck last year was still Eva, unfortunately.
Okay, but actually, there is one more card we'd like to talk about, and that is, of course, from my favorite set, Legendary Duelist,
it's
Blazer Gas.
Mad Flame Monster Blazer Gas.
This one is... I mean,
he's
another generic.
Yeah, it's another generic.
But he has Kaiju in the name, so he is technically Arkhite support. And that is why whenever we get more and more generics with Kaiju in the name, it is all part of the Arkhite build. Because, Kidani is secretly power creeping Arkhite to be the best in format, right, guys? I mean, think about it. Does Blonde Ezreal have an in-archetype shield generic?
I think we're gonna
think about it.
There's gonna be more Brandt Gate decks running 3 PGs than there are Dragon Empire decks that are banned with Dravela.
Don't say that. Don't say that. That hurts my heart. Okay, so let's go through the deck, shall we? Yes. Yeah. Alright, let's start with the right deck.
Yeah, so the right deck is just the Arkhite right line. I think it's definitely more popular outside of Arkhite than it is for Arkhite. But the right line is just when the grade 1 rides on top of the grade 2, grade 0, you get the set order. You get a research card, which at this point is only going to be the torrential energy research, because the rest of the other set orders besides experiment success, which you don't have enough soul for, they're all Eva locked and they're all Eva name locked, so you can't run them. So
not that you want to run them, right?
So torrential energy research lets you review the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you can choose up to 2 monsters from among them and review and choose them. So you have to review the top 5, so you cannot look at the top 5 without showing it to your opponent. You have to show the opponent your top 5, and then
so don't cheat.
You choose 2 of the monsters in the top 5. One of them will go to your hand, one of them will go to the drop, and this includes perfect guards as well. So yes, you can search PGs with this. That's why every Eva player every Eva player in the amount all plays the monster PG together with the torrential energy research.
So strong.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't play the strongest monster, which is Imigura, because we don't have enough energy to play Imigura. Actually, we have too much energy, but at the same time, we also don't want to waste.
It's just a gun on the board, right?
We don't want to waste energy for just a 10k booster. Honestly, it's really.
And you have an 18k booster now
to really play Imigura. Then the grade 2 Arkhite is the exact same as the grade 1 Arkhite. So when you ride on top of the grade 1 Arkhite, you just get another order. So you're guaranteed 2 orders from the right line. And then you have Innocent Monster in Paradise Arkhite. So this is the better version of Arkhite. Don't play the old one anymore. Her X skill is that EV2, you get to put 3 monsters from your drop into your order zone, and her first auto ability is that it's similar to the original Arkhite, which is that when a monster rear guard is placed, if you choose a monster with the same name as that card from your order zone. So let's say I call Blazer Gas and I have a Blazer Gas in my order zone. I put the Blazer Gas from my order zone into my drop zone, and the Blazer Gas on the rear guard circle gains 10k. So you basically just buff your board with extra 10k for just having extra copies of that monster in your order zone, and then that's how you can get big field, big power, but then you still can't hit over 58k. Then the last ability is that when he attacks Counter Blast 1, you choose 2 monsters from your order zone and call them two monsters of different name for your order zone and call them to Rearguard Circle, and then that's it. So you basically use the multi-attack skill to get out high attacks, and then you use the first auto to block the extra +10 when those 2 units are called. So essentially you're always outputting like very strong numbers with this deck, but you run out of gas very quickly because nothing in this card actually like.
Wait, what do you say? What do you say? I ran out of what very quickly?
You run out of gas. Yes. You run out of Blaze with gas. So this deck runs out of gas very fast, but you do output a lot of pressure, especially if you go first, because you're hitting with magic number extra 10k right as soon as you start on grade 3, and there's already 5 attacks as soon as you're grade 3. So automatically like this deck already does.
It's stronger than Dragoon.
Does quite a lot. But obviously like you don't plus to hand at all much because this is a Brandt Gate deck after all, so you don't really plus to hand that much, so you have to be very wary of your shield value and try and like gauge out how much damage you can actually take. And not only that, this deck is forced to run the inferior perfect guard, which does not have the 1 card PG benefit, so you will need to be very careful about when you actually use your perfect guard. You don't want to have the scenario where you're stuck with 4 cards in hand, which is like 1 OT and 2 PG, but then you can't even use the over trigger because you have to use your 2 PGs.
Oh man.
Yeah. So be very careful with this deck and just try to win quickly. This is the whole name of the game now. If the build, especially now that they've given us Medides, Blazer Gas, and then Bachiviris, is that the deck just wants to end the game quickly. You don't really want to play any of your extra shield cards anymore, like Forvex and Cyclogarde.
Oh.
Even if they are very toolbox, they're really good for the toolbox and they're very good for resource, but they just don't win you the game fast enough. So therefore, we just don't play them anymore.
Ah, that's fair.
Alright. So now we move on to grade 3s.
Yes.
So
let's move on
I think I
to
sort of
grade
like reviewed some of the grade 3s already. Actually, there's only 5 grade 3s. So I played 2 copies of Bachiviris and 3 copies of the Arkhite Persona, right? So Persona is very important because not only because Arkhite herself is searchable from the Torrential Energy Research, and because she has monster in her name, so anything that searches for monsters, you can use her.
You can take her.
You can take her. So you can. This deck is really good. To just be able to find Persona and just be able to kill on turn 4 if you can. And you also have a card that also lets you loop non-sentinel normal units, so you can just keep looping your Persona right back to hand as well. So that's also
Wait, this deck has a Persona loop. Show it.
yeah. Then we have Bachiviris, which is used to be one of the strongest cards in this deck, but then now as you can see we've dropped into 2 because he's proven to be not the strongest card in hand, but he's really good for the ultimate like pressure of the deck. And then the new
I thought it's the finisher.
and the new promo is specifically designed to work with Bachiviris. So what Bachiviris does is that he can only so his continuous ability is that he cannot be chosen on rearguard. He cannot be chosen by your opponent's effects.
Cannot be locked.
So long as you have an Arkhite Vanguard.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this card cannot be chosen
So it can't be
by
locked.
any of his by any card effects. And then when it is caught by Arkhite's ability specifically, so only by the on attack skill, it gains the following red text, which is that when it attacks, you counter blast 1 and you choose your opponent's Vanguard and you reduce it by 5k power. And if your opponent is grade 3, then he also gains 10k on the crit.
What?
So he's like worse obscurate, but he does and also a 5 maximum like combined into 1 card. And he was okay lah, but CB1 to do 5 maximum without the retire is like kind of bad, not gonna lie, because especially because you've already done 3 attacks without this -5, so you're only getting the value of this -5 for two swings, and one of them has a crit, which means your opponent is probably just gonna perfect guard it, which means that realistically you're only getting the -5 value for 1 attack. So yeah, so he used to be like this, like whoa, it's like we actually have a 2 crit attacker on the Rearguard Circle, which is like, you know, it's the talk of the town now. I love weekend slot, but the fact that he not only does he not do anything unless you call him for this order zone ability, but he also is a grade 3 with no shield. That's why we're only playing him at 2, because he really doesn't add much value to the deck other than being an attacker. So, but he's a good attacker nonetheless, but he's just very, very, very slow. That's why we only play 2. And it's also searchable. So that's kind of the reason why we are also playing the very weird ratios of a lot of our rare cards, because they are searchable. So you don't need to worry so much about like, oh, I need to get this guy into my hand or into my drop so that I can put into my order zone. That's why I need to play more copies. But because you're doing so much searching is that you will most likely hit most of your targets, so you just don't need to play that many copies, so don't worry about it. Then for the grade 2s, okay, this one.
Alright, let's do the grade 2s.
I don't know how long this grade 2 section will take, but I hope to try and finish it. Because the grade 1s will take very long.
Okay,
so
so
we have
for grade 2s, we
Yeah.
play 4 Magnides. This
Yes.
is our default clone.
yeah, we have
2 copies of Silverwood,
Silverwood.
2 copies, 3 copies of Back Bilito.
Bachiviris, and we play 3 copies of Larengala and 1 Tinka. So we'll cover the cards that we featured in the previous in the previous video. So we did Larengala is Border X for Arkhite, but he only gets the extra 5 if your opponent is grade 3, so it's kind of doo-doo. But
I mean, he's
we
still really good.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that we're in a format where permanent lock exists, you really just want the Larengala just there so that you can just dodge the matchup, and draw 1 is obviously good. Like genuinely, like nothing can stop you from like saying draw 1 is bad. Like nothing can make you say draw 1 is bad, especially when it clears the circle and you want to clear the circle anyways.
For sure.
Because you can clear the circle and then call unit on top of it. Yeah. Then Twin Cast, like I don't need to say it. Like, it's been reprinted 4 times for a reason. Savoy has sadly only been cut to 2, even though he is our Persona looper, he is all our engine piece looper, and he also is a free rear guard for Soul Blast 2. It's kind of like he doesn't really do that much advantage other than just being a backup attacker. So even if he doesn't get his full power up, so long as you see Savoy at all, he's already really very strong already. So it's then giving him the extra 10k is just a bonus on that, which is why he's been cut all the way down from 3 to 2. And some lists are even running 1 because they want to run 1 more on the Bachiviris as well. So it's okay to see that Savoy has really like outlived his usefulness. Not really outlived lah, but he's really has just gotten lower and lower in the priority list of like things that you have to hard mulligan for, because you generally have way better front row than just a guy that just says like I may take 1 card from my order zone that's like a 5k shield, and then I have to throw like a 15k shield or a PG or anything. It's like the hand swap is not as strong nowadays because you really don't want to be caught in a scenario where like you have to throw key pieces for another key piece. So you have to start like weighing like which key piece is more important. It's like you have much better cards for that now, but Savoy is obviously still important, so that's why we still clear the 2. Then we have Magnides, the magnetism monster Magnides. So this is a card that was in DZBT10, and he is the default for Brandt Gate, and he works so long as you set a set order during this turn, then he will let you look Soul Blast 1 to look at top 5 cards of the deck, and then you may you may either add a set order to your hand, or you may call a card that is call a card that is great equal to or lower than your Vanguard at the time. And this only works obviously like all the default clones that when he's called for anything that's not a card ability. So you can't call Magnides from Magnides and activate the skill. And his second skill is the reason why they made him a monster in the first place is that when he attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, he gains 5k. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard or monster in his name, then he gains an additional 5. So in any other deck that's not Arkhite and Elder Glimmer, he only gains 5. And for Elder Glimmer and Arkhite specifically, he gains 10. So yeah, in Arkhite, if the persona, he can be a 40k attacker on his own. It's pretty good. It's the highest number this deck has ever seen. So not bad. But obviously, just having field presence doesn't automatically make the deck that strong. So now we actually have a card that actually gives us a lot of like hand. It gives us a lot of hand advantage, which is Electric Arc Monster Bachiviris. So Bachiviris, it's the fabled Arkhite promo. They finally they gave Shoujo like 5 promos.
Hey,
and
that's true.
They gave Shojodoji like 5 promos,
promos,
and this is the first promo Arkhite has ever gotten. So like, come on, man.
No, that's not true. What's your first promo?
Oh. Okay, I mean, it can't be really long. It can't be really
you
long.
are Lapper.
Yeah, but now,
you are Lapper.
yeah, but
Lapper.
so now you have 2 promos, and Shojodoji still has 5 promos.
We have 5. Eat it, sucker. We have 5.
promos. Yeah.
Dragon Empire is the best nation. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Keto Century say what? NKO say what?
So Bachiviris, finally is helping us catch up to Shoujo in terms of number of promos.
Yes. I wish you another promo.
He only gains all his effects for Arkhite, so thankfully Elder Glimmer cannot abuse it. Unlike Savoy.
Yeah, unlike Savoy.
Elder Glimmer cannot abuse it. And his skill is that when he's placed on Regal Circle, CB1, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, you may choose a monster from among them that is great, equal to or lower than your Vanguard, and review it, and put it into your hand. If you did not review anything, you draw 1. So yes, it's Mr. Arminus's favorite skill, Yasuka the Overflyer.
Woo! another 10 million years of Ibatsuka, baby. Every deck is getting this card now. Every deck. All of you must kneel to Ibatsuka Overfly. They just don't keep doing this guy. I don't know why.
Yeah. And then his second ability is that so his second ability is that when Reveille specifically is
It's
called
stated by name.
is
Reveille.
called over him, is called over to the same circle that this unit was on.
Overdress?
Yeah, the Reveille will gain 10k, and his counter blast ability is reduced by 1. So all the spill that I just said about how like CB1 for Kaijus maximum and 10k and crit, it's kind of not. It's, no, just the Kaijus maximum skill is not kind of not good. Well, now you don't even need to pay the CB.
It's free.
You just get the thing for free. Just by
But you
having
just
this,
need to make sure that Reveille walks on top of.
yeah. And then
Bachiviris.
after this happens, so after the Reveille gets all the 10k and everything, and then just the minus CB, then you may pay 3 energy, you may energy blast 3 to add a copy of Bachiviris back to your hand.
Wait, he comes back?
Yeah. So Bachiviris himself, you can add him back to your hand as to be a attacker for the next turn as well.
And then he draws again.
And this is an avenue because Arkhite previously had zero innate energy user in the deck besides herself, but it's because it's 2 energy, so it doesn't really break the energy curve.
Right, no
so
United Sky.
Bachiviris is finally something that like actually gives the deck like some energy usage that is actually pretty good.
You know what's so funny is that at the point of this recording, they just released what I think it's Ultraman Teo episode 2. If you think about it, this guy is like what's his name? This is Viagola. So like Viagola won, and then he gets eaten by Reveille, right? Eaten by Reveille, and then they create a Viagola 2, and then he's also eaten by Reveille. And then like I guess this is this crying teenage girl in the background. I guess I have no clue how this reference goes, but keep cooking, Survivor Productions, keep cooking. Yeah. I know you guys can do it. Yeah. Give me more Ultraman Zero content. We are ready.
So it's a CB1. It's a CB1 net 0. You can tutor for PGs. You can tutor for any monster that you need. You can tutor for many deaths.
You tutor for Persona.
Yeah, no, but you have to wait until your grade 3, then you can tutor for Persona. But yeah,
who cares? Just do it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly, this is a edge that this deck has over Elder Grammar.
Yeah.
So that's really good. It's so funny that Ultraman has a guy called Elder Gimera, and then there's another guy called Elder Grammar. And then they both do the same thing, which is eat other shit, which is like, alright.
No.
He eats the guy and he's like, I can't do the sound, but I have a sore throat. But if I could do the sound, I definitely would. It'd be so freaking annoying. Alright, okay. Great ones. All the great ones. This deck has more great ones than Senshi God Dragon. We have 3 Philander.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go over the actual monsters, so we'll leave Gun Mobile for later.
No, but you could show all the great ones first for the list.
Yeah. So this is all the great ones. So obviously we play 3 monster PG, 1 Elementaria Attitude because
we're playing the Crest because of Buddy Fight. What's your favorite Buddy Fight song? Buddy Fight. I don't know how it goes.
And I mean it's also it's also for Hari also because because the Hari can pressure you before they even strike now. So like you want to play the one that is the PG live before the strike.
Do you guys like your bandits? Do you guys like Harry? Better think about it.
Yeah, but yeah, because Buddy Fight is gonna be very prevalent until set 16 comes out. So just play the
you know, by the time this video comes out, both sets already out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
This is a bit
Purgatory
Nights.
So I'm just speaking in future speak.
Tetsuku, we have to murder your friend. Why? Stand the Vanguard. Woo!
Yeah, then we play 2 Boba. He's been here since the very beginning. He doesn't even have a
zero year. He has no 0 year.
He's really been here since the very beginning.
Actual pioneer.
Yeah, but sadly he's only the 2 now because our Reveille doesn't even.
Wait, you have something else that doesn't have a 0 year.
It's pretty good. Then because our Reveille doesn't need Counter Blast anymore, so the Boma is not as important. Even though like Bachiviris uses CB, but you just heal down, bro.
Oh, so strong in the game. Just heal.
Then we have Blazer Gas, which is the...
Okay, wait, I want to talk about him. Okay, Blazer Gas. This is from Legendary Duelist. Last time I get to talk about Legendary Duelist. You guys love this set, right? Woo! Okay. Finally, I get a shout out. Okay, so he is a Persona Shield Ticket Cycler from DZSS16, so he's the Festival Booster one. So his skill is, I'm not going to use your poor man one. I'm going to use a rich man one. Oh, I'm not poor like you. I spend money on this shit. So it's when placed on the Vanguard circle, you just reveal that you have a grade 3 Persona Right, or if you Persona Right in the right deck, which Arkhite qualifies, you can add a Persona Shield ticket. I'm flexing this because I won it from an event, but you don't have to. You can just play the common one like M Crafter. Cause he's poor. Okay, but anyways, then after that, if you do, you just add 1. But you can only do this skill once per turn, hard once per turn. This is a hard once per turn. Okay, so if you call more copies of him on the same turn, it don't work.
Yeah. You also can't use the other.
It also locks you off other ways to generate
the other ticket. No, I mean the other ticket. It's not
the gate cycler.
Yeah. So if you use the set 7 cycler, you also can't use.
But I mean, this deck only uses Blazer Gas
at
3
because it's a monster.
It's a Kaiju.
Yeah.
Yes, and then after that, it all has the same skill. They all have the same skill actually. Which is when you use the Persona Shield ticket, you can Soul Blast 1 and shift it from a rear guard circle to a guardian circle. So it can combine the shield values together, and that's a 15k shield.
If you're wondering what Persona Shield ticket is, it's a glorified 10k shield.
It's a V series quick shield. Or it's a what do you say in premium? What do premium say?
Guardian Shield ticket.
It's a Guardian Shield ticket, like this one. I mean, they all look the same at this point, right? Like that's this. Like my quick shield is from V series. I have the Sentry Guard one in English. I want to buy it. Looks like a dick. It's really fine.
Yeah, but
but this is the one.
Yeah, so it's a 10k shield. if your opponent has so 10k shield, and you can play an additional Blitz Order. You can play 2 Blitz Orders that turn.
So this at 1 more if you want.
Yeah, but it's hard cap at 2 after you play this. Yeah.
So you can play that and your Sanctitude. It's alright.
Yeah.
You won't be cheating. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Then if your opponent has a crest that is not the energy generator, which includes the body fight flag and also all of the strike set, it becomes a 15k shield.
Yeah, so I mean this is pretty good against most of the best decks.
But and it also like at worst case scenario it can be used as a PG fodder because the continuous effect just says that you cannot during your turn you cannot use this card to pay for cost.
Yeah.
But on your opponent's turn you can just use it to pay for cost. So you can use it to pay for perfect guard, your pure light asks you to put a card in prison, you can just throw them the ticket. Yeah, it's all.
See, that is pretty good.
So that's what, and then obviously like we're going into a more strike asset focus and collect focus meta. Like you might as well just play any deck that can abuse the Persona ticket, which includes the new Blitz Order, but this deck doesn't have space to play the new Blitz Order. Unfortunately. And then we play Torrential Energy Research. This is the card.
I mean, this is
still the hard mulligan. Don't play this at anything lower than 4. I'm begging you.
Yeah, I mean if you don't, you lose.
And then we have our 1 tech slot. So this tech slot honestly can be like a lot of things. I think there was a time where I think almost everyone in Japan was playing Luna in Arkhite because they just wanted, because when you call your own cards out of the order zone, they count for Luna's effect, so you can then get a free draw out of calling your cards out of the order zone, and you have what do I say? Then you also have Borderit. So Borderit obviously was a card that came out together very shortly before Arkhite came out, and it was designed to help Arkhite, get the order in hand. You didn't need to play Tactor, you need to play any of your stupid searches anymore for the order. You can just play actual monster. You can just play like a guy that is not only a 13k booster but also a searcher. And then in set 6, they suddenly gave Brandt Gate 18k booster for doing nothing.
I don't know.
Which is Gun Mobile. So Gun Mobile states that it's a common. It's a common.
It's a common.
From DZBT generation Genesis that when it boosts.
You're reading right.
During your turn. During your turn, continuous. If you have 2 or more set orders in your order zone, this unit gains +5. And if you have 3 or more set orders in your order zone, this unit gets 10k instead of 5. So not only, unless I'm like,
no, you're
crazy like,
no, you're really right.
This card doesn't say boost. So this card not only is it an 18k booster, it's also an 18k attacker as well. So as a last resort, if you really have nothing else in your hand to call, you can always just, so long as you somehow manage throughout the entire game to get that 3rd order into your hand,
which is not a problem.
You just need to draw 1 order. Because the right line researchers you for 2 order, you just need to draw 1 order, so and you have an 18k on the board for doing absolutely nothing.
It's Philander.
Yeah.
It's better than Philander actually. So, yeah, I mean this is a generic, it's a common. This is a tech slot. This is something that Arkhite players have recently swapped to, because they kind of just choose a generic of the year and they just play that. Like that's non-kaiju. Because if you figured it out, the rest of this deck is either half Arkhite support or generics with the kaiju name. Right, but you get 1 flavor of the month where you get to play something that's not a kaiju and not a generic, and they chose this. So, sure, I guess. That's fine. But they'll change this out eventually, knowing them. They'll find a way. Life finds a way.
Yeah.
Grade zeros. Let's do this quick. 4 heals.
Yeah.
3 draws and 1 win con.
Yeah. When set 16 comes out, this draw will be replaced with the new draw because you have a lot of excess energy in this deck, so you just play the new
And
draw.
8 crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is pretty easy, I guess. So, just basic crit, basic draw. Yeah, that's really about it. So that concludes the Arkhite deck profile for... I don't even know what set we are technically covering this in. But, this is a deck that has gotten a lot of support from the most randomest of places. Like, it has its own promo, but then it has Magnetes out of the blue from like last year, and then Blazer Gas, of course. Like, these are all generics in Brandt Gate. If you played Brandt Gate, you know all these cards already, right? Because you've already abused them in some other deck like Mates. But the fact that you can now play these in a deck that works by searching them is very scary. Arkhite is a deck that I can be wrong on this historically, so you can please correct me. This deck randomly wins ultimate VGCSs like once every year by some random guy randomly, and then everyone go, whoa, Boulder it! And then after 3 weeks, you'll just forget about this deck. But I still think this deck's pretty good if you ask me. I think the matchups of this deck's really fair, and like, come on, you got a grade 2 gamer, right? Like, dude, it's not a grade 2 gamer. You got Tayfault. You guys like Tayfault, right? It's like, I don't know. As an Arkhite fan, how do you feel? Like,
I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this deck. It's like, I'm gonna be very honest. It's very difficult to be a truly bad deck in Vanguard nowadays because the standard has just gone on long enough that just a lot of decks have just gotten like quality.
You will do the Eugene deck profile without me. When I die, you will do the Eugene profile. You will do Corti Blaze. You will talk about it yourself, and then you will figure out that you are complete lying. But
So
sure,
I mean there are some decks just needed like a slight leg up because they were just like their card maybe like stuck in 2024, or they just have like really bad like right lines or whatever, right line effects or whatever. But Arkhite thankfully has like just take 2 set orders to hand is obviously like just it definitely is good enough to last for a very long time. And then now they have a promo that just does a cut what. It just turned a non-monster that we used to have, which is the Rabbit Researcher, into an actual monster.
Right.
And they also give a way that makes Ravilis not a complete useless card. It's pretty good.
So do you think the Rabbit Researcher mutated himself into this guy?
I'll be so glad if he did, bro.
Wouldn't that be funny? That'll be like Foodie Kitty K. Like, and he comes out as another kaiju, and then he gets eaten by Ravilis. And then after that, there's Belia on the background. And then after that, they'll go on 10 years hiatus because of Chayo Productions will sue Bushiroad for making kaiju. And some guy will say, Liho, yeah, we'll kill the kaiju. And then, they'll reset Vanguard by that point, and then maybe we have an Ultraman collab. Do you think we'll get Ultraman collab? I really hope we get Ultraman collab. I think Thailand has.
Okay, let's play Thailand.
Yeah, I should just go to Thailand at this point.
Let's play Thailand.
Yeah, I should just go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So, will you play that next WGP?
No.
Why?
No.
I mean, you could lose.
No.
You could lose.
No.
No.
I don't want to play for 30 minutes, bro.
But you have.
Is that stronger than Dravena?
I say yes.
I
say yes.